Chancellor O'Keefe, President Bouchard, Honorary Degree Recipient Rick Hansen, Board Chair Keys, distinguished guests, family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates. As you know, my name is Casey. On June 5th, 2011, my life changed forever. I was involved in an ATV accident that left me paralyzed, just like Rick Hansen, but I had a severe traumatic brain injury as well. After many months in the hospital and rehab, I was finally allowed to go back to my hometown of Oxford. But when I got there, I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. And I soon realized small towns aren't made for wheelchair users. So I decided I was going to move to Halifax to participate in para sports. And I wanted to further my education as well. And here I am today, 5 years later. So in September of 2013, I started at MSVU. My first professor was Brenda Hattie for Intro to Women's Studies. I was really nervous about going to university, so I went to talk to Brenda before classes started. I asked her questions like, Brenda, what do I do if people stare at me? Brenda, what if they don't talk to me? And Brenda, what if they don't include me? Brenda looks at me and she took me outside the classroom and she pointed to the door and she's like, Casey, you have two options. You can find your own strength and go through that door, or you can sit on the side and always wonder what if, your choice. So this is the first important lesson I learned at the Mount, and now I'm passing it on to you. Fear is something we all deal with. So next time you're in a situation where you're scared or worried about the outcomes, just remember to find your own strength and go through the door. In my second year at university, I realized how inaccessible the university really was. And I'm not just talking about the fact that it is on a hill. So I made myself a goal to leave MSVU more accessible for future students who were going here with disabilities. I thought to myself, and I'm not just saying this because Rick Hansen happens to be here, I'm just saying this because I actually thought to myself, if Rick Hansen can make change happen, so can I. So I noticed between Seton Cafeteria and Seton Link, do you guys remember those stores? Before the button was installed? Well, they were really heavy. So I had emailed the president and I pointed out to her those doors were very hard for people to maneuver if you have mobility issues. And then shortly after, the accessible buttons were installed. So now that's called Casey's Button. For many mornings, the entrance buttons on the entrance doors were always turned off. So I couldn't even get into the buildings my classrooms were in. So after many phone calls, and when I say many, I mean many phone calls to security, it was finally made a priority to check them each morning to make sure they're always turned on. So when I learned Mary was going to be our new president, I emailed her immediately and I attached a detailed letter of accessibility issues in each of the buildings. I just wanted her to know that I wasn't only fighting for my rights, I was fighting for the rights for students with disabilities as well. And I wanted her to know that I was prepared for the long struggle to not only change the built environment, but attitudes as well. I just want to thank Dr. Mary Bouchard and her team because they have proven to me to truly care about improving accessibility. In 2019, this very auditorium we're in right now was fully transformed and now is fully accessible for students graduating with disabilities. I just want to thank MSVU too for joining me in on this journey of inclusion for everyone. Continue on this path. You guys are on the right track, but don't stop now. There's still much more to be done. In the past 5 years, the most important lesson I learned is that change does not happen when people give up and are stopped at the word no. My advice to you is to advocate for yourself and do not let no stop you. Fight for your dreams, believe in yourself. Oh, shit. I won't cry, I promise. Believe in yourself and stand up, or in my case, sit down for what is right, and do not let anybody stop you. One last thing I would like to share. In September of 2011, on the 25th anniversary of his Man in Motion World Tour, I met Rick Hansen. So he stopped in at the Nova Scotia Rehab Center, and I was a new patient there. Rick gave me a book, and he signed it, and he already said the words, but I'm gonna repeat them again. Never give up. Work hard, stay positive, make the best of what you have. Never give up on your dreams. Anything is possible. How true is that? Now, go through those doors and make your dreams happen, my fellow graduates.